Hey guys, Chris here. Today, I'm gonna be doing a review, of course, but it has been a while since I've posted like a serious video. I know the last one I did was, um, talking about asparagus, but school has been chewing up all my time. I've not been able to be released from the shackles of it yet, and I'm really just about this close to just being done with it. I really hate it, and I'm really sick of doing it. Um, but But I did listen to some cool albums along the way, and one of them was this. It's called Believe I'm Going Down. It's by Kurt Vile. It's his second to most recent album, released in 2015. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, I probably would not know who Kurt Vile was if this one radio station just didn't play his song one day. The very excellent XRT did, and that was back in early 2019. And I've been listening to him ever since. And this was the second album I got by him. Um, and it is excellent. It is simply excellent. It's a very, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's just a naturey kind of album. It doesn't have anything to do with nature. He doesn't really talk about it. But it's just, this is an album that's just meant to be played at the like top of a mountain during sunset. And you really couldn't tell just by looking at things. This dude's just sitting on his, I don't know, porch or something with his guitar, and or maybe not porch because it's like some kind of house, but and then inside you have like, I don't know if he actually has a Hollywood star. This is with I don't really think he has one, but you can see his case of beer over here and lyrics package. Let's see. It's a pretty no, it's not. Well, it is standard. It's just got a few pictures of him, and his friends just kind of hanging out. Um, it's a cool little lyrics packet, but that's not the point. The point is, it's an excellent album, and it starts off with a song called "Pretty Pimpin'," which is just about a song, and I think a lot of us can relate to this song, where it's just like, wait, am I really me? That's basically what the song's about. He's like, he looks into the mirror and he's like, who's this clown? Oh, wait, that's me. And then it goes into I'm an outlaw, which is just about him, kind of living life like, I guess everyone tends to think they're some kind of an outlaw at some point. And then Dust Bunnies, one of my favorite songs on the album, just about like, I don't really know what it's about, but he's got this metaphor of like, you know, the cigarette, right? He takes a puff of it, he sees what he gets, and then he eventually just puts it out and leaves it behind, which is probably a metaphor for something. I don't know. That's Life, though. Very good song. It's an acoustic song just about life. Wheelhouse. The fifth song on this album, Wheelhouse, is strange. It's a very strange song. It's a very picturesque song. He talks about these weird kind of lands, at least in my head, that's what it sounds like. He talks about a desert that is below the Earth's core that can be accessed through a hidden staircase in your house, which is such a cool thing to me. I don't know why. That just sounds so cool. And like, it's just an amazing song. Life Like This, he talks about, oh, you probably wish you had a life like mine, but then he talks about like having a life test or something and that it's the best or something. I don't know. You'd think it's a pretentious song, but it's really not. It's really lighthearted. All in a Day's Work, spelled Daze, of course, because it's Kurt Vile. All in a Day's Work is just a song about, just getting a good day's work in. Lost My Head There. It's a good song. I just say it's probably my least favorite, and I think the phrase least favorite gets a really bad rap because I still really like the song, but it's just on this whole album, it's the one that I like the least. But it's still a really good song. Stand Inside, just a song about, I guess, protecting his daughter. Bad Omens is an instrumental track that leads to probably my favorite song on this album, Kidding Around. That is like it's like a forest song. It's like talks about it talks about you being outside your house or something and someone shoots you with a bow and arrow and there's blood everywhere, but then it's like, oh, it's just an illusion. And it just reminds me of the forest. And that leads to the last song, Wild Imagination, where he's talking about, oh, you can imagine this, right? Because he has a wild imagination, so he's just making sure that you can imagine what he's talking about. And it's such a nice, it's a wholesome album. It it gives me the same feeling of playing a nice, just the perfect nice world in Minecraft. It's just that same kind of feeling. It's like a nostalgic kind of feeling I get when listening to this album, but also one that feels very current. I don't really know how to explain it, but I know how to explain it actually. Listen to this album. I don't care if you do it on CD. I like my stuff on CD. Do it digitally. I don't really care. Just it's an excellent album. It's just it makes you feel very cozy, and it was my soundtrack through end of December through March, and then I started listening to a little bit of an older album by his really recently. I actually got it for my birthday, um, and I'll probably be doing a review for that one soon, once I'm a little bit more familiar with it. But this is just such an excellent album. I don't really know what else to say. I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. And if that doesn't say something, it probably doesn't say anything actually, because you don't really. My scale is kind of all over the place because it has a lot of different factors influencing it. But just as an album, this is almost perfect, and nothing is perfect. Even if I give it a 10 out of 10, nothing can still be perfect, because it's really up to who listens to it, or who. I mean, it doesn't really just go for music, obviously, but it's in my eyes, this is a 10 or an almost 10, 9.5. But and I don't know how, if you listen to it, I don't know how you're gonna interpret it, because I interpret it as incredibly good and incredibly like warm and earthy and everything like that. It could not really inspire any feelings for you, and you might have music that inspires the same for you, but it won't for me. But all I can say is this is one big recommendation from me that I would recommend that people listen to this album. It's very de-stressing. You can't be mad when listening to Kurt Vile. You go into it mad, you come out feeling relaxed. It's an excellent, excellent album. But I'm gonna try to keep my videos not super, super, super long, because I know some of them have gone to like 15 minutes before, and this one's already at about 8. So this is where I'm gonna cut it off. Hopefully school won't get in the way too much of my video making schedule, but it probably will. So you'll probably see an influx of videos starting about a month from now, because that's about when I go on summer break. But until the next one, I will see you guys later.